Bonjour, everyone. Derek Sands here with In Digital Films. Welcome to my first webinar. So today's topic for the webinar is going to be based on community gathering production. What that entails is, and I guess what I want to kind of clarify is like, this isn't exclusive for Indigenous or First Nation communities and people. I do want to share um, this idea of community preparation and networking with everybody, because I believe it's vital to share what we have, um, and to come to the solution that we're striving for. So I'm just going to get underway here. So welcome for taking time out of your day in being here today. I really appreciate it. Um, and I do want to share a lot of things today, but it's going to be kind of like a brief overview, kind of initial meeting that I want to kind of get started to establish future engagement with people from social media, people that I meet throughout life, in the communities, wherever I go, wherever I might meet you. Definitely want to have talks and conversations about ideas. So I'm, like I said, I'm director, writer, producer with In Digital Films. So some of the topics that I want to cover in this webinar, um, like what is important for us to film. I want to kind of have ideas about involvement. Also, what are the most important things that we need to focus on? Not just topics of film, but also um, us in general. I want to do a statement on action. Like, I do want this to become um, like a reality. What we're going to do here, and I want us to rise to the challenge, because anything that definitely is hard and it but is rewarding is worth the challenge. So what is important to film? Basically, I want to go over some of the some of the ideas that I believe that I'm getting kind of directed to, and getting opportunities to actually film. So the current important ideas I believe are the elders in our community and their stories. Also documenting our language of Anishinaabe and also capturing our traditions on film, our traditions and culture, and everything that entails, that makes us the unique people that we are. Some of the involvement ideas that I want to kind of like have as guidelines, I guess. Um, so, what makes us unique? We are gifted, and our talent is tremendous. So, my current job, I'm an Indigenous advisor with Lambton College, and I do have the rewarding career of being able to go and visit several First Nation Indigenous communities. And I meet with thousands of people every year. And I meet with dozens of leaders from those communities. And I talk to these people and I listen to what they have to say. And a lot of times it's our conversations involve education and um, improving their community's um, success. So I see all these communities. I see all our people from back home. Like if you go into the schools, if you talk to any educator, if you see the people that are at the powwows sharing their gifts, um, you just can't help but witness how gifted and how much talent there is there. Everybody has so much. Um, so that's the main thing that like that I notice about our people, and even my colleagues that I travel with. They got their education. They're talented singers. Like it just blows my mind um, what I get to experience in communications with other people that I meet. What makes us unique also is that we have a strong desire to improve our community. And I can go to any single community and talk to any person from that community. And if they're striving to better themselves, their plan or their purpose or their mission is always to take what they learn and go back into their community and help. Um, I don't know. That's just so inspirational when I hear that. So I can't help but not um, have that as an involvement idea going forward with this with this presentation and with this proposal. Um, we do have what sets us apart too, I think, and this is like within the world in general. Um, and I've had several teachings, and I've met with elders and educators that within our community that strive to communicate the importance of the decision making and how impactful it is on future generations. Um, the contrast to that, not living that way, you can just look out your window today and see how high the river is. Like it impacts us locally, but then you look and you watch the news and you scroll the news on the internet and you see how impactful um, the other side of that mentality is. Um, like the Amazon rainforest is burning at an alarming rate, but that's I believe because of um, not putting into perspective or not putting in the teachings of planning for future generations. It's kind of like a it's I want it all and I want it right away kind of mentality. We as a community, I think it's embedded in us not to be that way, and I think that's a huge strength moving forward. And what makes us capable, and just kind of reflecting on my own self is like my experience. Um, like I've had the opportunity to work with First Nation communities for a lot of years now, and that is inspiring me. It's always making me move in the direction I'm going in life, and whatever my path is, it is always connected to my experience, and it comes full circle quite often. But whatever I'm venturing out on, it always goes back to working with the community. Um, our education, like a lot of us might have degrees and diplomas and in masters and all these different types of education um, by the province, by the country, but also our education runs a lot further than that. Um, for example, my father, he only went to grade 8, He went to residential school before he even um, before that, and once he was out of school at a really early age, instead of high school, he went and he learned how to live off the land. He was guiding, hunting, and fishing, and he that was his education. Um, he's in his 70s today, and he still does that. He knows exactly where to go, any place in our territory, and he knows how to get fish. He knows how to get ducks. He can tell by the time of the season where exactly to go. He knows every single landmark, every single river, every single bend where we're from. And that's, to me, that's education because someone taught him those ways. And I don't know that. I don't have that educational piece that he does. And that's definitely education that our people hold. Um, and it does and it's not any less important than having a bachelor's or a diploma is what I strongly believe. And our purpose, our purpose for like just kind of like myself, um, the overall, I guess, theme of having a purpose is unity. Like we always want to kind of strive for our community. We want to bring success to our community and to um, build upon that. There's not um, maybe there's not a lot of opportunities out there, but we can create those opportunities through action. So some of the important things that we can focus on specifically is these are just my ideas, but I believe like if we can do a short film on a particular elder's story. Um, my great aunt that I lived with for many years, she had many stories about life in residential school, and it wasn't just the heartbreaking, sad stories that probably were the primary example of a story, but it was also her story of success, um, or just the small things, the small adventures and stuff like that that she would get into. So everyday life, um, the happenings that happened there, she made the best of what she had there, and she still lived a good life, even though she had that as a big the residential school was the biggest adversary in her life. She still had her life. So there's an amazing potential story there, but that's not just for her, that's for all the people that went there. um, it could be, we could have short stories about life on the island and specific mysteries that might have happened in the past that everybody talks about today, and they become legend. Um, Also, we can talk about, or we can focus on doing a series of educational films, things that we want to preserve, like the language, like the cultural teachings. I know there's several people right now that are doing amazing work. They're going out and they're creating these amazing traditional like huge wigwams and learning houses and stuff like that, but they're doing it all the traditional way with what was used in the past. Um, so yeah, those are kind of my ideas that I think are important that I would like to focus on, but definitely I want to hear um, your ideas also. The I guess the challenge for that I want, like, I guess I want to say this is going to be a challenge. Like, this isn't just something I want to say now and say, forget about it and come to me whenever. No, this is going to be put in a timeline as of right now and to move forward and to have the process of having this complete. So for me, this is a personal passion piece. It's a film based on off of your feedback. So my ideas aside, I'm going to listen attentively to what you have to say. I want to hear about what you want to produce with me. Um, and like I mentioned just now, I do want to produce something within less than a year's time. So I'm looking at around the end of June for it to be wrapped up, and that's from pre-production to filming on location and to final post-production with all the editing and the sound. I want it to be a complete film, short film, documentary, whatever it is that we decide to make. So I guess I want to take action with you, and this is my step into the action realm of creating this film with you, my community members, my people. I want to hear from you. Um, I do have a lot of. It's been a short while since I've been an independent filmmaker, but within that whole year, it's consumed my life. Um, my first short film, Res Beast. I'm sure a lot of you watched it. It's has several views, several hundred views already, and starring my brother Brent. From that point, even from then, that was in December till now. I've learned so much, and I noticed my skills in filmmaking has grown along along with um, all the pretty awesome equipment that I've been able to purchase in the meantime. It just keeps growing, and because, like I said, this is what I'm doing now. This is what I am, um, and it's very exciting. Um, so whatever you bring to the table, definitely be ready to work with it, work in that element with me. The film production. So what's next in the future going forward with all this? Let me know your ideas. Share your inspirations and talents. You're my advisors for this film project. um, I've already been hiring and working with people from our communities, Amjanong, Bekejwanong, Kettle, Stony Point, and I already am building an awesome film crew. If you want to be involved with production, like on location, and be part of this crew, let me know. Let's talk. If that's your involvement, if you want to get your hands dirty, if you want to be a guide, if you want to be a presenter, if you want to write a story and submit it to me, I've already have several people from my community, cousins, friends, people uh, from the states come to me with their ideas already, and they are tremendous ideas. I think that's why I want to go forward with this, because everybody is. I have to keep that in mind. Everybody is so creative, so talented, and I welcome that. Um, so let's talk. Let's figure out what we want to do going forward. I'm definitely going to have a brainstorming session, several more meetings like this, where you can get involved. And I guess this is my tagline for the day. Let's make something that shows the world who we are. And that entails so much. This is going to be so awesome. We have the resources, we have everything that we need to be successful in this. I don't know how far this is going to go. I mean, I just want to focus on taking the action of actually doing this, but I know it's going to be something great. It always is. it always has been since I've been doing this, and I just believe in it. So um, I want to thank you so much for your time, Miigwech. You can follow me on these different platforms. I'm on my Facebook page in digital films. You can follow me on Instagram, Derek F. Sands, and also my YouTube channel, Miigwech. Thanks for being here. Do I have any questions? Can any of you guys talk or anything?
Hi, Derek. It's Patrick here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yep, I can hear you, Patrick.
Yeah, and I think I saw your movie, The Beast, or what it was.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you.
The one where you were shooting at something in the woods, and then you dropped your gun and ran and made it back to the boat. Is that the one?
Yes. Yep.
Yes, I actually enjoyed that. That was well done. I was wondering. I find fascinating about native culture is the spirit stories, the Manitowi type stories. Is there any chance that you're working on anything like that?
Yeah. So right now, I just showed one of my documentaries to one of the executive producers that funded this project, and in that film, um, the film is actually about the maple syrup harvesting, but it is built around the initial, like the I'll call it the Ojibwe language, but it's really the Anishinaabe language. There's several pieces of translation that I did. I interviewed an elder and got pages and pages of translations, and then I recorded her voice. But within that story, there's a historian that talks about in detail about those creation stories that you're mentioning, and
Yes,
also the elder that actually did the harvesting told his story about the um, man, Manitou or and like that particular creation story. They were different, but they were and it's funny because they're both from the same First Nation. They had different stories, but they kind of wrapped up to the same um, conclusion. Um, it was like kind of like the nature, the tree was taking care of the people. But it's in that documentary. I'm not sure how that particular one will be distributed, but it might be in like the curriculum and educational systems in the future.
do you have a name for it that I can try looking up or something, or is it?
Um, I what I can do when I like if you follow my in digital films YouTube, I'll what I'm going to do is create a trailer for it, and then that way you'll have access to wherever it goes.
Okay,
Um, but the name I can't. It's
undecided.
I don't know Ojibwe, so but it's like translates to maple our sugar bush maple syrup teachings is the name of it, but it's the real name is in Ojibwe.
Okay, well, I'll keep an eye on your YouTube channel and see what comes up.
No, thank you.
Yes, no, thank you.
Anyone else have anything? Comments, suggestions, questions?
Hi, Derek. It's Patrick again.
Hi,
Um,
Patrick.
yeah, about working together, you're kind of way out of my territory. So, I considered that when you were talking, I wouldn't be able to get up there.
Oh yeah. Where
But
are you?
I'm in Newmarket, which is about 40 minutes out of Toronto.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, little far.
Yeah,
But
with this job I actually travel quite a bit because I work in education too. Um
mhm.
and I'm in the GTA actually. So maybe we can
No,
if
yeah,
I'm in that area, I'll reach out to you. Go have a go have a coffee and talk film production.
that would be good. Yes, that
Yeah.
sounds like fun. I see Tiffany arrived there just towards the end of your discussion.
Yeah, I came late. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for being here. How are you today?
Tired and overwhelmed.
I can relate.
Mhm. Yeah. Did you post your webinar?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting it on my YouTube channel right now.
Oh, cool.
I uh, I worked all morning, and then I just got home and I hurried up and did mine, and then I thought I would try and check out other people's before I have to. We're combining right now, so before I have to get supper ready for everybody.
Oh, oh, working family
Oh, yeah.
on the farm.
Oh yeah. I waitress too, so I waitress in the morning, and
Yeah,
then we're farming. So
more power to you.
Yeah, that's a busy schedule.
oh, it gets busier. I start back to university too in
Wow.
on Wednesday.
Wow.
So I do this program, and then I'm doing a business program through a university that's about an hour and a half away from us.
You should just make a documentary about your life.
Oh God, I'm too busy.
Alrighty. Yeah, I haven't posted anything yet. I'm not finished yet, actually. So I'm hoping that Amy, if she's listening, will give me a little bit more time on this. But we'll see how that goes.
When is yours, Patrick?
I don't have it scheduled yet.
Oh, okay.
What types of films are you gonna like produce? Are you thinking about your final project yet?
No.
Any I Yeah, I really that's kind of like the purpose of this too is like I'm trying to get some feedback and move forward, and this could be the kind of the starting point for me to start thinking of it.
But Derek, you seem to be hitting the mark close to your own community, to your own personal life. Um, and that I think will work for you because it's something you know a lot about. And as someone who's the total outsider, I find that fascinating.
Yeah, there's so much to discover. I think it's a whole world, right?
Yes.
Um, and it's exciting that way. I think there's so much to do. Like, and every First Nation community is unique. Um, Mine, for example, Walpole Island First Nation, we're the southernmost First Nation in Canada, but also physically we're unique in any place in the world. We have, um, I think it's 50 um, species of trees, plants, reptiles, birds, insects, whatever that only exists there. Um, it's the largest freshwater delta in the world. Um, those are things people don't really realize or know, and those are things that no one ever actually looked into and made a film about. So um, there's a lot of source material, definitely just sticking close to home.
Staying at home, you're more focused on what goes on around you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit of like a fish out of water at the moment because I've been living in Canada for a while, but in the States, and in Ireland and Scotland, Malaysia, Brunei, and all sorts of places. So I'll just have to focus on something.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've seen a lot, so you definitely. I think it's you kind of just have to reflect sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed your talk.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Well, I guess that's good, eh? Thanks for everyone. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your feedback and looking forward to seeing your guys' webinars too.
I'll check out your YouTube channel, Derek.
Okay, cool.
Me
I'll
too.
upload this one in a bit.
Okay. Sorry for coming late.
No problem. Just glad you're here.
Thanks, Eric.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.